What's up guys, Jeff Cavaliere, AthleanX.com. So we continue the only 2 exercise series today. This time we're focusing on the upper back. Of course, there's not just one of us, but there's 2. Sweet Burns is gonna help me to actually target Jesse's upper back.
One of my favorite exercises to build a big upper back, get a nice yoked upper back, is an exercise I call throat pulls. I'm gonna show you 2 different variations of it right now. If you have access to a cable machine, you just want to get it on a very low setting here. A rope attachment's a good way to do it. You could also use an easy curl bar attachment. Okay, so for this one, all you need to do is set it low. Kind of step back a little bit like this. You want to get a good 45-degree angle with the cable, and then bring the hips back. Yeah. Then the idea is you're going to just row towards your throat. It's not really that you're going up like that, like a shrug.
Right,
yeah, you're shrugging back. Yeah,
right,
exactly.
Right,
you're pulling those clavicles back as far as you can.
Okay.
If you think about just ripping the clavicles back, it's that simple. Yeah, just hammers the traps. Really good.
Jesse's actually got a pretty good upper back development, clearly way better than it used to be.
I see that. And you actually don't need to flare your elbow as much on this. So go ahead and row that up towards your throat. Good. There it is. Good. You feel that? Just like you're pulling the clavicle back.
Yeah.
Good.
Really trying to squeeze his traps,
Yeah, that
right?
looks great.
And it's hitting more than just the upper traps.
Right, oh absolutely. It's hitting all the muscles of the scapula. Basically, I just try to think about using everything from on the top side of the scapula when I'm doing this. Even posterior deltoids are involved in that.
Cool. Now, you got one other variation in case they don't want to use a cable, right?
This is actually my favorite variation. The problem is, on some of these, sometimes you'll run into an incline bench in most gyms where it's difficult to get an easy curl bar to fit in because just for the nature of the way these things are set up. But if you have one, if you have access to one like this, it's a great way to do it. What I do is, I set the bottom pad up so I can kneel on the pad, and then I kind of go like this so I can get over there, lean over a little bit. And I initiate by just straightening up my upper back. See what I'm doing there? And then I'll start to push back and activate my lats. As I let this swing, I'm gonna start rowing it up towards my throat again.
Mostly driving right through here.
Yep.
Through the traps.
Yep,
Squeezing,
you
pulling
really
the shoulder
feel that in
back.
your upper traps.
So we have an exercise we call like the high boy row, pulling out with higher elbows, but the idea being to hit that upper back hard.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so you start by pushing it back, and then as you release, pull it up towards your throat. Good. You keep those elbows in. Your back looks great.
Good, Jesse.
Yeah, buddy.
The second exercise is obviously the one that I'm in love with, but for good reason. We're talking about a face pull. Obviously, we want to use a rope attachment. Sometimes people don't have an extra long rope like we're going to use here, so I suggest actually attaching 2 ropes. What are you doing juggling those?
2 ropes like these?
Listen, just take one double rope, just like this, and then of course now you've got 1 long rope in each hand. And there's actually a slight difference of what I want to focus on too, because we can take that upper back. We're not just talking about upper traps, we're talking about rear delts, we're talking about middle traps, lower traps. We can hit it all if we do this a slightly different way. So the way that I like to teach the face pull is with that underhand grip for these to get external rotation at the shoulder, but then we obviously pull and keep those elbows at 90 degrees, right? Trying to think about taking those thumbs and pointing them back behind us. At that point though, we can engage the lower lats by going and raising our arm up. So with that extra raise there, we're gonna get the lower traps and mid traps engaged too. So down, controlled, out, pull, squeeze, all the way back, rear delts, upper back, lower traps, down and out. You gotta have good control, not just through here, through the upward raise, but also through the return back. These muscles can be overloaded eccentrically very easily. They're usually very weak. So the eccentric is going to be a little bit stronger, and it gives us an opportunity to strengthen it a little bit more. So good control up, good control down, and then all the way out. You like it?
Love it.
Sweet, do you see anything here that you want to point out?
These would make a really good superset. Actually, yeah, face pulls and throw pulls were one of my favorite supersets.
Not only are we talking about the only two that you could use and need, however, you put them together and it sort of becomes the only one superset you need to do.
You can really get it all knocked out at one time.
So I have a question for the both of you. Why is it important to have a strong, developed upper back?
In the sport of powerlifting, when most people fail on the bench press, if you watch somebody fail, they lose a shoulder, right? And it's usually because of upper back weakness or underdevelopment of the upper back, and not because their pecs weren't strong enough or because their shoulders weren't strong enough. So it's one of the most important assistance exercises for the press that there is.
And of course, PT-wise, I mean, posture's huge, right? And thoracic extension, which will bite them in the squat and the deadlift, is going to be lost because a lot of times they just don't have good upper back strength. And a lot of times they don't even have good stamina up there. They can't hold it long enough. They don't even necessarily need top end levels of strength, but just stamina.
Right, so it's actually the roles of the muscles of your back entirely throughout the deadlift, for example, are static, right? But if you don't have a really strong upper back, then you buckle and you come out of your bar path, and that's what causes you to fail on a deadlift. The same thing's true for a squat. Most squats, people don't fail on the squat because their legs aren't strong enough. They fail because their upper back is too weak, and so they buckle and come out of path. So it becomes a technical issue in that way.
So obviously, guys, these two exercises are two that actually should matter a lot to you. Of course, go check out the Only Two Chest exercise video here also, but make sure you do these two. If you want to check out Swede Burns, guys, I mentioned him in my favorite YouTubers video. You can find him actually on Instagram, where he's got a lot of great content. Please go over there and check him out. Meantime, Jesse, thank you. Nice job on that upper back.
Thank you.
If you guys are looking for a full program, you can find it at athleanx.com. If you haven't done so, click subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video when we put one out. All right, guys, see you soon.